All right, 1, 2, 3. Flip it.
They seem like a regular family, doing what most families do. But these 5 people living in this house are not related. The 4 men have disabilities, and Amber Kimball is their living caretaker.
I don't look at it as work. It's just like their family, so I would do it for any of my, like my mom, I would do it for my dad. So I don't see it as being different.
But this house is different. It's a group home for people with developmental disabilities. The fact that it seems like a normal home means that 벨라멕크리, the company that runs it, is meeting its goal. The home incorporates the latest technology, such as the ceiling-mounted lift. Eric, one of the residents, says it's much easier than the old lift, which took 2 people.
That took a little bit more work because they had to pull me out of the chair, then lift me up a little bit, and then swing me around. They would always get my feet caught on the edge of the Hoyer lift. They get cut up.
It also makes things much easier for Amber. Even though she's 8 months pregnant, she can move Eric around on her own. This is only one of 벨라메크리's 54 homes, all in the state of Maryland. 벨라메크리 means Home of My Heart in Gaelic. It's a non-profit organization with a $13 million yearly budget. 벨라메크리's goal is to keep things as normal as possible. Stanley was born with a mild intellectual disability and has lived at different 벨라메크리 homes for 18 years. His brother Dwight visits often.
He's very independent, and when he was home with my father, he would help out with taking out the trash and getting the newspaper and getting the mail, and I think he still does it here. So it's works out real good.
In addition to the full-time staff, there are volunteers who help out, like Kyle Hines.
This is a great feeling. When you're volunteering, you're giving that back to somebody, who might necessarily not be able to go out and do those things. So it makes you feel good inside.
And while making the residents' lives as normal as possible, the company also tries to help them be as active as possible in the community. CEO Robert Ireland.
Just that people with disabilities belong in the community, not away, not sheltered, but a real part of the community where they have the opportunity to engage in relationships, not only with each other, not only with staff, but with neighbors, with other members of the community.
Eric, for example, works at a local retail store.
I've been there 11 years at my job, and I make good money doing it.
Making good money gives Eric a sense of self-worth, and sharing that self-confidence with his housemates brings the 벨라메크리 family closer together.
A disabled boy has developed an unlikely bond with a 3-legged dog. 7-year-old Owen Hawkins was socially withdrawn and rarely wanted to venture away from home. He suffers from Schwartz-Jampel syndrome, a rare genetic condition which causes his muscles to be constantly tense. Owen's mobility is very limited as his balance is very poor. He cannot walk without help. About a year ago, Owen's parents adopted an Anatolian German Shepherd named Hachi, and the two have been inseparable since then. The pooch previously had his back leg and tail amputated after he was tied to a railway line and struck by a train. Owen states, "I didn't really meet many others with disabilities and felt like the odd one out, which made me feel really sad. But when I saw Hachi and saw how strong he was, even though he only had 3 legs, I became stronger myself. I love him so much." The heartwarming tale deemed Hachi a contestant in the public vote for the Friends for Life Award at Crufts 2013.
All new at 10, it's a world-famous story turned into a ballet with a different twist here in the Valley tonight. Some of the dancers are as young as 3 years old, and many have a disability. ABC 15's Steve Koo shows us the magic this ballet brought to those extraordinary dancers.
The curtain rises on a storytale ballet. The performers dance out as a house full of hundreds watches in anticipation. These aren't professionals, but they're all stars in their own right, working as hard as anyone else. Some harder.
Just to gain the basic skills to walk, sit, stand up.
This is the Ballet Academy of Arizona's performance of Cinderella. But what really sets this ballet apart from others is the cast. Many of the children have disabilities. Although from the smiles on their faces, you know they're not letting it hold them back.
They're being able to shine, to dance, to move, to show what they are with everybody else, inclusive, not special, not put aside, but together.
The youngest children are guided through the dances by the older performers, some of them, like Benjamin Schrader, with special needs of their own.
It's such a great blessing from God, you know, to be able to work with all these special needs kids.
All the fairies, princesses, and ladybugs wear ballet shoes. Although some feet don't quite touch the stage, they all dance with grace. Everyone gets something out of this. For Mother Kathy Sashevitz, it's the words she never thought she could say.
Daddy was in a ballet today. Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
Fairy tales don't just happen in the movies and in books. For these kids, they lived one out on stage.
I'll never forget. They'll never forget.
In Phoenix, Steve Cooge, ABC 15 News.